Allergies is one of the most common things people suffer of. Some experience it more than others, but in general, most of us had it at some point. Some allergies can be the result of genes, but the majority depend on the environment and the production of histamine. The more histamine and antibodies related to allergies, the more symptoms I will have. So for this video, we're going to see and we're going to explore histamine and how to reduce it. Histamine is one of those substances that we kind of just hear about it with allergies, but it has many different functions, such as in our stomach, or when it comes to allergies, it helps to control white blood cells and move them to the affected area. But its most important function is as a neurotransmitter. This means that altering the levels can affect allergies, creating sleeping problems, headaches, anxiety, and other related self-esteem issues. But this substance can increase for several reasons, whether that's allergies, respiratory allergies, and even food allergies. So let's start by looking at some of the foods that should be avoided. Reducing histamine in foods that cause allergic reactions means reducing an allergic response. To some of it, it may sound weird that there is histamine in our food. However, histamine is also produced by bacteria. This is why any product that's been allowed to be fermented or allow bacterial growth, those histamine levels will be higher. Understanding that the level of freshness in our food will also help determine what to choose. If you always thought that fermented foods were good for your health, well, it depends, because it doesn't mean that they're bad. It simply means that you have to make a choice that best suits your health. This is essentially what personalized medicine is and the future of it, because pretending to utilize one model fits all is clearly not the answer to help solve medical problems. This is why some diets will work for some people, but not others. This is why there is tall people and short people. We're all different. Fermented foods are good food for the people that need to increase the amount of bacteria in their gut and increase to have a better gut flora. However, for other people, it can increase distension issues, gas problems, or increase histamine, and in those that have issues processing histamines. How do I know if I have a histamine intolerance? Well, if I suffer from allergies, it's going to be quite evident. But what happens if I'm not? Histamine intolerance can give you symptoms of headaches, migraine, swelling, sinuses, stuffy nose, diarrhea, asthma, itchy skin, tachycardia, and even drop the blood pressure. And all of these issues happen simply because we likely consume food that increase our histamine levels. So if you're suspicious that you might have some sort of allergy, try foods that might have higher histamine levels, such as fermented vegetables, and put yourself to the test. Once you're aware of it, then you'll know what kind of foods you should be avoiding, such as fermented foods, alcohol, deli, smoked meats, aged cheese, canned foods, which by the way should be avoided, avocados, chocolate, eggs, soy, nuts, spinach, mustard, kimchi, sauerkraut. But you're probably thinking, among all those things that I just mentioned, some of them are actually healthy, and that's because they are. They're also rich in histamines, which means that if you suffer from allergies, it would be better to avoid them. But if you don't have any of these symptoms, then it's okay to eat them. As I mentioned a moment ago, histamine is produced by bacteria that takes in histidine, an amino acid, and transforms it into this substance. Something to keep in mind is the difference between food intolerance and allergies. When referring to allergies, it means that the immune system reacts to some foreign body that may or may not represent a threat to the health of the body. This creates an immune response and antibodies are released. However, when referring to food intolerance, it means that throughout the digestion process, we're unable to process some substance found in the food, which is the case with histamine and the process previously mentioned. The body does employ an enzyme called diamine oxidase, but some people don't produce enough of it, and thus creating an allergic reaction. If you're unsure of the foods that you might be intolerant to, test them and slowly remove them from your diet, given the fact that reducing histamines will help you improve. Now, other than eliminating foods, what else can we do to reduce histamine levels? Our body is equipped with substances like adrenaline, noradrenaline, and cortisol, which help us eliminate the effects of histamine in our body. With this in mind, one of the best things that you can do is to momentarily increase cortisol and adrenaline. But it doesn't mean taking substances for this effect. You can do something like an ice bath, or better known as the Wim Hof method, This method consists of increasing or breathing, leading to better oxygenation of our tissues, followed by an ice bath. This combination has a great effect in our sympathetic system and reduces inflammation and vasodilation produced by allergies and histamines. And this method does not create any side effects that substances could produce. Another thing that can be done is incorporating substances that have the opposite effect of histamine. These are substances like flavonoids, which is a type of antioxidant. Quercetin is one of those flavonoids that has many benefits, such as reducing the accumulation of free radicals in our body, and it slows down the aging of our cells, which greatly impacts aging of our body. The same antioxidant effect reduces inflammation. Quercetin also holds a great power when it comes with battling histamines. Therefore, increasing quercetin levels would help, either consuming it through food or supplements, which can be used more frequently, especially during allergy season, to reduce the symptoms. This same substance can also reduce blood sugar levels and slightly increase physical performance. And if you don't want to take quercetin supplements, you could eat more onion, asparagus, kale, cilantro, parsley, which are rich in this substance. But to make this even more strict, you have to keep in mind that the agricultural methods also matter when it comes to getting substances like this from our foods. This is why consuming organic foods is more favorable. A research showed that organic tomatoes had 79% more of quercetin than those that are not organic. Only reducing histamine levels to get rid of the allergy does not solve the problem. It only helps for a moment. However, the enzyme that's in charge of controlling histamines is thiamine oxidase. And all we have to do is increase this enzyme so there is no issues with histamines later on. To do this, we can either increase foods like cow's kidney, which are rich in this substance, or take supplements of this enzyme. Taking the supplement is best consumed with food so there are no symptoms from the food. But to really improve on this area, we need to take care of our gut. More specifically, the intestinal mucus, given that this is the main producer where this enzyme happens. For this, doing intermittent fasting will help improve as well as increase the bacteria in your gut flora. So to summarize, if you have any food intolerance or histamine problems, start by reducing the amount of histamine that comes into your body by eliminating foods, increasing foods rich in quercetin and thiamine oxidase, utilizing methods like the Wim Hof method to momentarily increase cortisol and adrenaline in order to reduce the symptoms of the histamine. Also, not forgetting that repairing the gut flora will greatly improve and help you attack the root of the problem, as well as preventing other future chronic diseases that may or may not arise if you don't care for your gut flora. Remember, the ideal nutrition will be tailored to you only and will take into account your activity level, age, gender, geographic location, digestion, etc. Keep in mind that your body is different from everyone else's and you might need more of other substances. Therefore, look for them, be curious, adapt, and improve. Hope you liked this video. See you on the next one.